Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy. I know I haven't done many videos lately, but I have some family issues arrive and other home issues, and hopefully some of those can get resolved and I'll be freer to make more videos. But until then, I'm just going to try to get one here and there. But this one was a thread response started by Glenn Kellaway, where he named his 10 favorite American bands. And then I saw Steve from All the World's a Stage do it. And for Steve, I know he always shows his t-shirts off. I don't really have rock band t-shirts, but I have places I've been. So for Steve, Starved Rock Steak Part, which is in his home state of Illinois. And then I've seen Gary Physical Format Rock and Roll do his 10 American bands. So I thought I'd do my 10 favorite American bands. Now picking the 10 favorite, I think I did this before, and it may fluctuate from what I had before because, you know, at the top are going to probably be the same ones, but then your feelings fluctuate and you're really into one band for a while. And most of these bands, you know, you've heard of and they've been around for a while, because I hesitate to put a new band in there that's just been around for a few years, because you need to have some staying power to really be in your favorites, at least according to me. So anyway, let's get started. First, I'm going to say sorry to these that barely didn't make it. There's Skynyrd, Sly and the Family Stone, Santana, Van Halen, and the Velvet Underground. And I'll also say that I didn't include any bands that are named after the person that's really the lead singer and the main songwriter. So I didn't put Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers or Bruce Springsteen in the E Street Band. There is one kind of an exception, and we'll get to that when we get to it. Well, maybe two exceptions. So anyway, let's get started. My first band, my number 10, these aren't really in order, but I'm going to pick the American punk group X. This is their album, Under the Big Black Sun. Great album. I love the title track, and Because I Do, of course it has Exene, what is her name? Exene Cervenka, and John Doe, who also did some solo work as well, and Billy Zoom on guitar. But great album. And then after they quit playing, like 20 years later, they did another album just a few years ago, and it's Alphabetville. No, Alphabet Land, if I can get it right. But this is a great album, and that they picked up right where they left off, X. So that's one of mine. Number 9 is The Byrds, that formed in LA, highlighted by Roger McGuinn's 12-string guitar, has that jangle rock. Really, you can really hear it on Turn, 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 the title track. Byrds were also known for covering a lot of Bob Dylan tunes, which they do on this one, The Times They Are A-Changin'. Went through several incarnations, but just amazing group. The Byrds is my number 9. My number 8 is going to be REM. This is my favorite REM album, Document. Michael Stipe, lead singer. This was produced by Scott Litt, but my other two favorite ones are probably Automatic for the People and Murmur. But REM, great jangle rock as well. Yeah. All right, here's my first exception to my earlier rules. And that's because the Jay Giles Band, that's because Jay Giles was the guitarist, but he was not the lead singer, and he was not the main songwriter. Main songwriters were Peter Wolf, the lead singer, and Seth Justman, who was the keyboard player. But yeah, amazing band, probably best live. This is a pretty good album with Love-itis, and what was the other? Think It Over, which I really like. But they were best live, and this is one of my favorite live albums, Blow Your Face Out. And it has the famous intro by Peter Wolf for the song Must Have Got Lost. Really great live album. And Jay Giles Band. The other exception is my number 6, and that's Alice Cooper. because Alice Cooper was really the band until Welcome to My Nightmare, where he had his name changed. Vincent Furnier had his name officially changed to Alice Cooper, but at the beginning they were really, the band was Alice Cooper, or the Alice Cooper Band, however you want to look at it. They started out kind of as a psychedelic rock. This is Pretties for You. But then with Love It to Death, they really found their groove. Did so many great albums. This is School's Out with Alice Cooper, which is like the record comes out at the bottom. Actually, I don't know why they did that, but it's got these old desks that they used to have in school. That kids today probably will have no idea what that is. But Alice Cooper, my number. What is my number? Number 6. Number 5 is going to be from Minnesota, The Replacements. They started out pretty much kind of a punky or post-punk, whatever you want to call it. But then they got into more different melodies and stuff. That's why I really like, this is my favorite. I know a lot of people like Tim and I can't think of the other one right off the bat right now. But this is my favorite album by The Replacements. Pleased to Meet Me. They do some really neat rhythms. They've got like Alex Chilton, the song about the guy that was lead singer of the Box Tops and Big Star. Nightclub Jitters, a cool kind of loungy song. Can't Hardly Wait, which is my favorite song by The Replacements, is on this one. But yeah, I gotta have The Replacements. That's my number 5. My number 4 is The Blasters, roots rock from California, with the Alvin brothers, Dave Alvin on guitar, lead guitar. And you got Phil Alvin, the lead singer. Just a great singer, great guitarist. Dave even played for a while, or I think one album with X, the LA punk band that I showed earlier. And he's done a lot of solo work, more of Americana now, but yeah, great roots rock by The Blasters. All right, my number 3 is The Doors. This is their album, Alive She Cried. Actually, I have all the Doors studio albums only on CD. Maybe one day I'll get them on vinyl. But yeah, just like the Animals used the organ as part of their rock music, the Doors really refined it with kind of make it haunting and dangerous, with Jim Morrison coming in with those vocals. But yeah, The Doors is my number 3, formed in LA. And number 2, you gotta have the Beach Boys. This is the album Surfer Girl, the Beach Boys. You know, a lot of people just know them for their songs about girls and cars and those early 60s songs. But you know, this is actually a great album that Analog Productions did this. And it sounds amazing. But they also did some more experimental work and did some other things later on. This is another Analog Productions of Surf's Up by the Beach Boys. But Beach Boys were more versatile than most people think, and just an amazing group. And which leaves my number 1, which I couldn't have any doubt on that, and that's CCR. This is their album Green River. It's got Green River and Bad Moon Rising, Lodi. But also has some great other tracks too, like Tombstone Shadow, Wrote a Song for Everyone, Nighttime is the Right Time. But actually my favorite album of theirs is Cosmos Factory. I didn't grab that one, but they had a short time in the spotlight, but they were just had hit after hit after hit coming. They were like a hit machine, and I just don't think you can have best American bands without CCR, and that's where I have them as my number 1. And I hope everyone else is doing well, and I'd like to see some more of these lists, and I will talk to you later.